Wilmington, North Carolina. Socially, growing up, the town is kind of divided. Everyone is either from a different state or they have grown up there, and all of their relatives are there, and that's where their roots are. It's also a very big tourist town since it's the beach, so we always have a lot of transitioners and a lot of people there for different holidays. When it comes to academics, it's also kind of all over the board. However, across the board, academics in Wilmington are very poor. Unless you go to a private school, you don't get the best quality of an education. A lot of professors, well, teachers, in Wilmington are older and retired from some sort of other career, and they're just kind of there because the spots need to be filled. Teachers come and go very quickly. They rarely last 2 years consecutively in the Wilmington school system. So there's a lot of transitioning, and it's really difficult to get a decent education in Wilmington without having a tutor or outside extracurricular help. Um, Wilmington is typically pretty wealthy when it comes to economically. A lot of people come there to retire. There's a lot of old money wrapped up in Wilmington. So a lot of the businesses and stuff in Wilmington are geared more towards those type of people who have money to blow. So if you are middle class or lower income, it's harder to find things to do in Wilmington, or find places to go to eat, or find an affordable place to go get your groceries, just because places are more specialty based and are more niche markets, and so they can afford to charge more. And also, everyone in Wilmington is typically pretty wealthy, so they can afford to buy those types of things.
I'm from North Raleigh. Academically, the schools are very similar in that they offer academic courses, honors courses, and AP courses. Majority of the students do take the honors courses, but the higher up students take the AP courses. Socially, Raleigh is so big that there's so much to offer. Growing up, I was surrounded by kids who played a sport, and they focused on that and stayed in their own area of wherever the biggest club was for them. And then they also focused on their church or their temple or their religion, basically. Also, where I'm from, there was a big swimming club, and that was the biggest thing in my area of North Raleigh. It is very expensive, so not everyone could really get into it, but as long as you were basically middle class, you were able to.
Hey, I'm from Winston-Salem. So academically, we had a lot of universities. There's the School of the Arts, Wake Forest University, Winston-Salem State, which is a historical black college, Salem College, which is the oldest women's college in the U.S., and also a Piedmont International, which is kind of the preachers to go to. We had a lot of top schools there. There was mainly 3 high schools, and basically if you went to one of those high schools, you knew one of the other students at another high school. And we had this high school called the Career Center, which is where a lot of the students from other schools went to classes there, but also then went to their home school. So there was a lot of intermingling. Socially, there was kind of different things. Winston really prided itself on being kind of city of the arts, so you had School of the Arts putting on plays for us to go to. You also had a trampoline park. You had a tennis tournament that came to the city every year that we put on. We also had museums everywhere. Economically, Winston was really a diverse place. You had the high-end people, the middle class, and you had the low-end. I happened to be in middle class because I grew up in this really neat neighborhood that my dad actually went and grew up in. And I mean, we had a little pool that we would go to with the neighborhood,